Hello, beautiful people out there in the world. I make my rounds, beautiful people. I get around, beautiful people, with love, kind words, and a smile. I get down, beautiful people. I get down, beautiful people, because I enjoy, beautiful people. As a result, beautiful people, of what the implications and its implementation stands for and represents. I'm speaking in terms of beautiful people and relating to, and not short of the beauty of love, kind words, and smiles. Beautiful people. I was in Food Max earlier. See, I told you. I was in Food Max earlier, and I was being my usual self. You know, sharing love, kind words, and smiles, encouraging the people, beautiful people, giving people hope, beautiful people, so that they can cope with themselves, so that they can live with themselves, so that they can deal with themselves. Beautiful people, so that they won't feel like they failed themselves. Beautiful people, but so that they can avail themselves. Beautiful people, and they can prevail over what has affected themselves. Beautiful people, I spoke to this nice lady. She was in my age bracket. She used the term, you know how it is when you get old, and I don't use words like that. They don't consist or exist in my vocabulary. For my way of life, living, and thinking, beautiful people. And she said to me, well, when I spoke to her, actually, she did this. Because she couldn't believe that and then she did like this. And I said, yes, you. She couldn't believe that I was speaking to her, that I was talking to her. Because from the way that she presented it to me, the way that people think nowadays, or what she stated is that when you get old, people treat you differently. They forget about you. They rarely, if ever, speak to you anymore. And I had to think about that for a moment, and that's true, in some sense of what she said, and maybe in a lot of it, it's true, and I had to think about that for a minute. So what you're telling me is, and so what I get from this is, the younger generation who moves really fast, and they are fast about their way of living and their way of thinking, and they're in a hurry. They're so in a hurry, if they're sitting at a light, they pull up to the light and almost in the streets, and almost out there 3/4 or 1/4 in the street, because they're in a hurry and they're impatient. Or they're behind 4, 5, or 6 people, as if the line is going to move any faster, because the first person has to wait for the traffic to go by so that they can exit. They're back there blowing. So, as a result of what she just said, there may be some validity to that, and, they'll say things like, well, you're up in age, or you're old, or your generation and its time has passed. And, it's a new world, and things are done differently now. Are they really? Is there really something new under the sun, dating back, if you check the history? They lived longer than we have, so you mean to tell me that because they lived for hundreds of years, and they knew what you knew and more, and because it was different, done differently, but the same thing, as far as you can see, for what you say or for what you state, things are different, and they are better, are they really? Think about it. Back in the 70s, at midnight, in the 70s. The TV went off at midnight. Jets was flying over in the TV. There was nothing else left to report. No news. News was gone. Everything was peaceful and quiet and shut down. Now you can't get the TV to go off. You ain't going to see any jets at midnight. You're not going to see any. How you all doing today? Check out my YouTube channel, Frank Anderson, Kind Words and a Smile. You see? So, you think that you know more than they did? What I just shared with you, you didn't know. See, cable didn't come till, what was it, around 75. Cable didn't come till around 1975, 77, somewhere up in there. You see? The BART station didn't come till 1975. Because when I came to California, in Richmond, we got off right there at the BART station where the BART station is, and we arrived in California on a train. So you mean to tell me that you know more than they do or I do? No, you don't, because you didn't know that. And the only way you would have known that, or you're going to know it, is unless you research it or study it, because you wasn't there. So they do know what you don't know, because they've already lived that fast life in that fast lane. So now they slowed down and they watch you all do what they have already done, because they don't need to. They have no further need to do it anymore, because they are filled to capacity with being in a hurry or on an expedition, on a collision course with time, hurt, offense, and the pain, to learn the hard way. When you can shorten that hard way by learning the easy way, by sitting down, listening to them, learning from them and hearing what it is they got to say. Okay? Those people you call old and outdated, and their time and their day is done, they know more than you think. Because with that little bit of history and information I just shared with you, they know more than that. You see? So you underestimate wisdom, knowledge, and understanding because you look at the outer appearance without. See, the world is a sugar coat, but on the underneath, there's another world that you don't know anything about. You see? It takes an open mind, humility, and submissiveness to grasp that concept or to receive it. Now look at the world and when it got itself caught up in one big hurry. You don't know more than me or more than the hoary head, the aged, the wise, the knowledgeable, the understanding. They know things that you'll never know. You see, because you wasn't there. Like you all, the bell bottoms just came back out. And they recycle this stuff. Every 20 years, they recycle it and give it to the next generation. Like it's something new. Like they have become the world's best fashion designers for life and for living. All that stuff is recycled. It's not new. It's old. They're bell bottoms. You see? And now you all are starting to wear them. But we wore them back in the 60s and 70s and 80s. It's nothing new. But you all relate to it like it is. Like we don't know what we're talking about. And like that the elderly have no understanding. And you forget about them. You push them aside. You push all that wisdom, knowledge, and that history aside. Shut it up in a convalescent hospital somewhere, mistreated. When chances are it's everything that you need to receive, achieve, and know in life. You see? Don't think backwards. Think forward. Go and get all of that wisdom and knowledge before it leave here. Don't let them take that wisdom and knowledge away from here to the grave with them. To all you beautiful people out there in the world, I love you all and have a smiling day.